G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game of Age of Empires 4. Today we witness two Conqueror 3 players battle it out in the ranked arena. Of course, we're slowly getting towards the end of this season. I'm sure you're all looking forward to it because, as you all know, the end of the season means the beginning of the new season. And hopefully some new civilizations, which I tell you what, I can't wait to get my hands on. Dude, I am... Every little bit of information that those guys are dropping, I am picking up. We've got some more information today to go over, so I assure you right now, we're going to get to it as soon as we introduce these players. So I'll stop talking. Well, I'll keep talking, but I'll introduce these players. Spawning in the north of the map in the color blue, playing as the Japanese, we've got ELC, who we're just going to be calling Elk. In the south side of the map, in the color red, playing as the English. You've seen her plenty of times before, but she's back once again. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Fei-chan. Welcome to Dry Arabia. A pleasure to have your company today as we once again talk about some breaking news. It's not really breaking, and it's not really news. It's more of like a drip feed of content the devs are giving us about the new DLC. And I'm going to be honest, it's actually quite nice. It's nice to have this because sometimes it feels like we just don't get anything. They just kind of just drop it on us. So yeah, this is good. So let's talk about, let's follow around a scout. We're going to pick out this scout right here. We're going to follow it. We're not going to worry about it. We'll see you in a minute or two, Mr. Scout. And let's take a look. Which choice will you make? Feudal age. So we now have the names of the 3 feudal age civilizations that you can pick to join your cause when you're playing as the Knights Templar. You've got the Knights Hospitaller, we've got the Kingdom of France, and we've got the Principality of Antioch. So I hope I've read those correctly because I'm kind of looking over towards my other screen here. So let's talk a little bit about the first one. Increases the health of all civilian units by plus 30% and increases healing from all sources by 30%. Okay, so plus 30% is a lot. Okay, so if we're talking about what was it? It was the health of civilian units by 30%. So that means that your villages are going from 50% or 50 health up to 65 health. That's a decent little jump, and it's basically like getting textiles on them. If we look at the textiles here, it's a 50% health increase. So I'm sure you'll be able to stack these two up, but it basically means you've got villages that are more likely to survive in the event that you get raided, which is always nice to have. I tell you what, the amount of times I've been raided and thought to myself, damn, I really wish I had textiles. I would have had 4 villages left. I would have had 4 more villages than what I've got now. You know, that's definitely nice. But there's nothing that really gives a lot of sort of tempo to that, right? It's just, that's all you're getting, right? 30% health on civilian units, extra healing from all sources by 30%. It's nothing too crazy. Kingdom of France, they give you military units are produced 15% faster, and they cost 5% less gold. So once again, this feels like a very... It doesn't feel like a huge bonus, and I guess you probably don't want it to be a huge bonus. But to train 15% faster, that's pretty good. That's decent. It's basically like having the Ottoman bonus. By the way, what is this villager doing here, Faye? What are you doing with this villager? It looks like it's probably going to get caught out. So there's that, and I guess there's the gold cost reduction is the other thing. Now, I wonder if Elk actually sees that wolf coming back and goes, hold on a minute, what was that wolf doing over there? Because this villager is up to something cheeky. Faye is going for a sneaky little proxy barracks or a proxy range, I would say, most likely here. That is my suspicion. You can even see right now the outpost is going to be coming down for Elk. We'll have to wait and see what the player is, what the plan is. And then finally, the last one is going to be melee units gain 10% damage. So that's from the Principality of Antioch. Now, keep in mind, in addition to all of these bonuses, you're also going to be getting a unit that comes along with you. And indeed, it is going to be a proxy archery range coming through from Faye. So there'll be a unit that you will also have in addition to these bonuses. But it's nice that would you see that little skate that they had there? But yeah, I think it's nice that you've got these bonuses as well. So 10% melee attack. Now, I wonder how this is applied, because if it's applied to a horseman, I would hope that 10% damage also gets applied to the bonuses that they've got. So if as an example, you think of a horseman, right? It's doing, let's say, 10 damage, and it's also doing 10 bonus damage to ranged units. I would want that 10%, so going from 10 to 11, to also be accounting for my bonus damage so that I get plus 11 versus ranged units. That's what I'd like to see, and I think that would actually make that actually, you know, worthwhile to get and to chase down. Because, look, 10% bonus damage is going to be very nice on units like the Knights, because they've already got a really high amount of damage as it is. And so 10% on that is significant. And you got to remember that when it comes to the way Age of Empires 4 works, especially with armor, that 10% of an already high number just means that now you are crushing even more. So really try not to don't underestimate that. Here, 16, you go from 16 to 17.6. It's not that big. But when you're going from 30 damage or like 24 or 25 damage up to 27, 28 damage, that's a lot. Knight now comes through, hits the charge, gets the second attack off, even though the Vil was inside. Let's see if it did the damage or not. I'm curious to see. It did indeed do the damage, so the attack did get off despite Elk's Vil being inside. Meanwhile, towards the north, have a look at this. What is going on right here? Oh my lord. Faye she's really working it here, isn't she? So now we've also got this cute little wall that's going to be protecting her in the event any horsemen get any cheeky ideas. Now, we don't see any stables out just yet, but I'm confident we probably will. Meanwhile, towards the front of the base, the king once again at the back of the base. Vils are idle. Faye's looking for it. We're not going to be able to ride on board with her for the line of sight today. I think the king might go down here. The king's very low on the health, but able to pick off almost one of those Vils, down to a very low amount of health here. But yeah, we're not able to switch perspectives here, unfortunately, because the colors that these two players picked are not particularly conducive to watching together. I think it might be teal green or yellow green or yellow teal. One of those three combos. And it's not fun. I tried watching it and I was like, I know the guys are going to complain, so you know, we'll just do it this way. It's probably a little bit easier. Anyway, we'll check in with Faye though on the south side and see how she's doing. Never mind. No, we won't. Longbow's now out towards the gold, and you can see that Elk is trying his best to gather up all the gold that he needs for the age. Oh my lord, he just got it. I'll be honest with you, Faye, I feel like you probably should have had just one longbow up here as quickly as you possibly could, just working down these units. Just hold position right here, right outside the radius of that, and really start to be annoying. But unfortunately, she didn't, and it's meant that in this situation, Elk's going to be able to age up, and I mean, that's pretty much the key. Once you've aged up here, you've done everything that you need to. As long as you've got... Oh, actually, that's a good point. You do kind of need gold. You do need gold to make your units. So Mounted Samurai are going to be coming out, and Elk should be easily able to hold this. I don't think he'll have any trouble whatsoever. Faye is still just spamming out units at the moment. Eco upgrade starting to come through behind this as well. She's looking for the wheelbarrow. Now going to be also transitioning. She's already picked up the double broadaxe. Oh, my lord. She's also picked up the double broadaxe. So out here over on the deer. So we've already got, I was about to say, expect to see survival techniques come in any second. She's already got it, so she's well and truly ahead of the game. Now, the question is, where does she go from here? Now, in my mind, I would think there would be two things that you want to do here. Number one is you want to drop a Rax down in base. That's the first thing. Number two is you want to go for castle. The only trouble is, this is where you're getting your food from, right? You didn't go professional scouts. There is a little bit of food under the TC, but now that the new age has come through, it is only a matter of time until you're broken at the front. And the best thing that Elk can do in this situation right here is go ahead and just send his Mounted Samurai straight to your base. Completely ignore this whole forward base shenanigan thing, because this is what Faye wants. This is what she wants. She wants you to forget about her base, but that is the trap. So hopefully what we see here is Elk putting down a farmhouse as quickly as he possibly can, and definitely not housing himself here. There we go, wonderful. Horsemen now going to be coming out here. Need to be careful not to lose the scout. Vil's now on the move out towards this west side. It's going to be the gold that he's after. Obviously, Faye well and truly aware that Elk is on the move. More units over towards that east side. Still got the campfire out there for the moment. The Yoroshiro's gone inside the stable. Looks like it's just going to be an opening of horsemen, and that's largely because there is not a lot of gold to be going around right now for these units. First of the Shinto priest coming out, looking to just do a bit of healing. Only the one Mounted Samurai for the moment. Vil's on the way back, gonna need to fix this one up. How's Faye doing? Yeah, she's going straight to castle. Honestly, she's done this very well. She actually didn't go for the racks, and I think that's largely because Elk has been, I would say distracted is probably the best way to say it, because this Mounted Samurai should be over here. This Mounted Samurai should be down over here. And I'm confident, like, if we look at Elk knows, like, you can see there's 2 deer here, which means 5 deer are on the ground or, you know, you know, she's eaten dinner somewhere. We've got to find out exactly where that is. First vills of the game starting to go down. That's 3 that have gone down already. Not able to take out the 4th one just yet, but Elk losing out quite a bit of tempo and momentum from this position. Horseman still just chilling over towards the west here. Elk, I'm not sure exactly what you're up to, but you got to kick it into 5th gear, my friend. Now the numbers for the Cav continue to move out. But just to, before we continue on about this game, let's just bring up this image just one more time. I want to know from you guys, which one to you makes the most sense? To me, the most, or the sense one, the most sense-making one is definitely the Principality of Antioch. I love that. Like, the 10% damage just feels amazing, right? Like, you're going from 24 damage up to 26 damage. Think about that if you're in a... Because you got to remember, right? Like, let's say if you're playing mounted samurai, or just knights in general, okay? Now you've gone from 24 to 26 damage. It means that you're doing an extra 2 damage, but it's not just an extra 2 damage. Because you've got to remember, when there's armor that's considered as well, your enemy's taking a lot less damage from their original attack. But because now you've got the extra attack, you can come over the top of that armor. So if you were attacking against, say... I guess the point I'm trying to make is it's not really 10% attack. It's 10% attack on the UI, but the amount of damage that your enemy receives is much higher if they're, depending on how much armor they've got. Like, if they've got 20 armor, all of a sudden that is not that's like a 50% boost to attack. Obviously, nothing's got 20 armor, especially not siege units, so don't worry about that one. But it looks like Elk is just going to be looking to try and focus down the outpost. There's obviously some vills that are inside here. And now that age up about to come through. The King's Palace over on the wood line. Nice little spot that she's got for it. Definitely the right call. I'm a big fan of going into the King's Palace here. I think it makes a lot of sense. But one thing to note is she's going to be definitely a little bit behind when it comes to the relics. So she'll need to be getting out onto the map. I think it's imperative that she drops down a stable and looks to play into knights herself. Alternatively, she can just look to play into an infantry style. I know that she's done that many a times before. That's one of the styles that she likes quite a bit here, Faye. So we'll have to see what the play is for her. Spearman numbers starting to build, though. Hardened upgrade comes through as mandatory for the English. Keep in mind, they can't actually build spears in the Dark Age. So when they build their first spears in the feudal age, they're already upgraded to hardened. It's one of those good little things about the English. Things that you just don't have to think about. Let's check back in over on the other side, see how Elk is doing. You know what? I'm gonna put up my feet right now. It's a little bit late at night. My sleeping schedule's gone a little bit off. It's funny how we kind of revert back to... your body just reverts back to what it knows. And I tell you, I think the time at the moment is like 2 a.m. And it's just like, I'm feeling it. I'm in the mood for a cast. Let's do a cast. It's 2 a.m. It's like, I don't care. My body's back in the groove of things. This is literally... Oh, I can see my clock. It's 1:25 a.m. There you go. I should be waking up in about 30 minutes. Don't worry. Eventually, we'll get the sleep schedule back onto where it should be. But in the meantime, we're just gonna live life. We're just gonna do it the way that we're doing it right now. Anyway, let's check on Elk and see how he's doing. By the way, have a look at these walls. Faye is just walling up everything at the moment. The whole map. She's walling up defensively on her own side, defensively in the north of the map. I don't know what this wall was all about, but we're here now, and, well, might as well just cancel these walls. There we go, Faye canceling the walls. Doing the right thing. Nice little wall up here blocking as well, just sort of keeping the problems out. Still got the archery range back here. Spear's beginning to move up towards this position. Mounted Samurai. Gonna get caught out. Gonna get taken out. I would happily take this fight. A lovely fight right here for Faye. She's gonna be securing a lot of kills here. And this is such great value. Gets the veteran spearman on time. And Elk, unfortunately, not paying attention. Now trying his best to take out these longbows. Catches them on the right side of the wall. Meanwhile, towards the south, the King chasing. It's going to be the King and the Scout working it down. Scout going to fall back. King obviously can't be converted, so he says, don't worry about it. I'm absolutely fine. And spears continue to head into the base. Have a look at this. The number of spears is really starting to rise inside this base. This is going to be a big problem here for Elk. Faye needs to be cautious. Mounted Samurai in the back. King over towards that west side, still doing work. We've got the Springwood emplacement coming through. Mounted Samurai cleaning up the longbows. And spearman number has fallen. I don't know where they've all gone. I'm going to have to assume the graveyard because, yeah, they have definitely gone to the graveyard. A lot of spearman body. Unfortunately, we can't put those on the back of a scout and give them to the villagers underneath the town center. Just doesn't work that way. Vil number starting to rise now for Faye. Up 8 Vils in this game. Keep in mind, she's taken out quite a few Vils, but obviously the large majority of this Vil advantage is going to be because of that second town center that she's now got online. So hopefully from the perspective of ELC, we look to see some TC. I think that's going to be optimal in his position here. Alternatively, he could look to play into an Imperial style. This is something that we've seen work before, but just going for a whole bunch of mounted samurai is very strong. The most important thing he can do with this is just make sure he's playing mobile. Be all over the map. Look to try and create panic, pandemonium. That's the key here. That's what we're looking to do. Spring Winter placement is through here. Focusing down that king. The Vils might get caught out here. And Faye doing a really good job of just keeping up the pressure. From the side of Elk, I think it would be reasonable if you're not going to go into like... I think an archery range, just a single archery range would really make a lot of sense. Second TC, definitely the right call. Well done by ELC to recognize that. He's down 12 villagers at the moment, so definitely going to be getting back up on the train. Want to pull back these low health ones immediately. She can definitely clean these up, or rather, he can definitely clean these up. And he is going to be able to. I think he only lost the one mounted samurai in there. Ideally, we should have some Shinto priest. There's the Shinto priest right there. And should be able to heal up all of these units. So now ideally what we should be doing is sending out some low health, or keeping all the low health mounted samurai back here, and all of the high health ones should be going out and doing some raiding. That's what we should be doing right now. So we'll have to check in and see whether that's actually what happens. The king is up towards the top side, and you can see there's a whole bunch of units here that are just... They're essentially... They're falling for the trap, right? It's not even the trap. They're just falling for the bait. They're taking the bait right now. And ELC is just, yeah, hook, line, and sinker all the way through. Meanwhile, for Faye, I mean, she's just having a field day back here. We'll have a look at income per minute and see how she's doing. So at the moment, she's sitting at about, what are we, at 15, 2100, 2300, somewhere in that region. Meanwhile, on the side for ELC, we are sitting at about 1.4k, 1.5k, somewhere in that region, maybe a little bit between it. It's going to be swinging up and down depending on things like this. Like, you're building a whole wall, so it means these Vils aren't working. It's one of those small little details, but Spear's going to be able to catch him rather, at the front of the gates. Spear's repelling. So the most important thing here for ELC is trying to come in and find an angle. So I think that's going to be a really big component of this, is looking to try and find that angle from around here. Just try and keep Faye in the base. Try and keep her distracted. Third TC now for Faye. Keep in mind, she has spotted this one out from ELC, so she's just looking to maintain that lead, maintain that she has got that very slight lead. Okay, all right, let's watch the micro from ELC. Looks like he's just completely decided to stop microing. I tell you what, the macro is really good though. A little bit of heals coming through, and easily able to overwhelm. So yeah, it's situations like that where, you know, you think about that extra 10%, man, and that 10% makes me excited. I'm curious what you guys think is the best bonus out of those. Because it's like, the 10% is definitely the most tangible one. The other ones, it's like, yeah, look, villager health is nice. Don't get me wrong, like, oh, wow, 30% extra healing. And they've probably got some healing unit that'll be great to pair with it. But it's like, it doesn't... Let's have a look again. Yeah, so it's like 30% on civilian health. And then 30% healing from all sources. To me, that feels very underwhelming. It's going to be okay, though, if you're against, like, the French. Then the Kingdom of France, military units are produced 15% faster and cost 5% less gold. This is a really, really small bonus, isn't it? Like, when you think about it. The faster training is okay, but it's like... Do you really need it? Do you think it really makes a difference? Maybe if they've got some sort of mechanic like the Ottomans, maybe it makes a difference. And the 5% gold, I mean, it's nice. You're not going to say no, but at the same time, it doesn't feel... I guess at the end of the day, it means that you've got, what? Instead of 4,000 gold on this, you've got slightly more. You're talking about maybe... What does it even work out to be? Like 200 gold more? Something like that? Probably in that region. And then the final one, I mean, we've already talked about the final one, obviously. For me, that's definitely the GOAT one. I'm curious how they're going to balance it out, because I would suspect there's probably just going to be like one thing that everybody just goes for, because they know that it's the best, because it is the best. And it's got to be the last one. It's got to be the Antioch. What was it? Let me double check the name. What do we got? The Principality of Antioch. But there's, I guess, the other thing to keep in mind, though, is they're all going to have their own... units, specifically. And the units are going to have their strengths, their weaknesses. So, I'm excited. I'm hoping that we see a little bit more of an eco-focus. You guys know I'm such a boomer. I guess I shouldn't be waiting for the Knights Templar. I need to be waiting for the new English variant. I think that's going to be the main squeeze for me, unfortunately, for all you Knights Templars out there. Because I know that there's a lot of people looking forward to it. By the way, can we just talk about these numbers that we're seeing? 31 veteran spearmen coming through for Faye. Meanwhile, for ELC, have a look at this. 6 Springalds out at the moment. The Springald meta slowly coming back. Feels like Season 1 all over again. You guys remember Season 1, how much fun that was? Springalds getting spammed absolutely everywhere. I still remember those tournaments. Gosh, that was crazy. 12.5 range. The 13 point... Well, it wasn't even 12.5. It was 13 range back then. For the roller shutter triggers plus the banded arms, roost Springalds. And then even then, the Mongol ones were good. But the Mongol economy was always so weak back in those days. I don't think people really rated the Mongols for their Springalds. Obviously, it was always good if you got there. But now the range on the Springalds significantly nerfed. Just 8 tiles, don't worry. 3 sacred sites held at the moment. First one is now capped. And the age up is going to be coming through. It's going to be the Wingard Palace Fae. Looking to really take this game to the next level now with the Wingard Palace. Which way does she go? I think you'd probably have to just take the Wingard army, right? So she's going to be looking to Treb max, I think is going to be the play. And look at this. She's really getting on the aggressive. Oh, that's so many units. I tell you what, that is a scary amount of units. This is not good for Faye. This is really bad for Faye, actually. That's a lot of siege. Because now she's trapped. Now she's in the wrong place. And the wall has completely come up over towards the east side. So she can't really escape. Ideally, in this situation, you want to bring those mounted samurai back. Don't let her get any good trades off. Try and fight into this siege as much as you can. Army population still relatively even. 145 against 138. But Faye, unfortunately, going to be losing all of these military units. I wonder what the thinking was for Faye to do this. Because she's just lost everything. And very quickly, you can see now the army size. It's a 2-to-1 army advantage in favor of ELC. And now with the age up coming through, you could double down and make more military, or you could go Imperial here. Imperial's almost certainly going to be the choice because you see that much resources, or that many resources in the bank, and they're all lit up, and you think to yourself, well, I might as well just click this Imperial button here. Taganashima Gunsmith going to be coming in. No real surprise there. We have seen people flexing into different landmarks, but typically it's just going to be the Taganashima Gunsmith. It makes too much sense. It's just too good not to. Get on the south side, though. It is indeed the Wingard army. So I think we're probably going to see a lot of these bad boys clicked up here for Faye. Now, she also has a keep over towards the west side. We're also getting network of citadels through. Has she picked up her enclosures technology? Doesn't look like it just yet. On the way, though. On the way. Not long to go. This one right here, right here. Keep an eye on it. 1 gold every 6 seconds. So now that enclosures tech is through. Lovely. We'd love to see that. Treb number starting to build here on the south side of the map. Taganashima Gunsmith with a cool, calm, and collected 3 villages. Just slowly working it up. You gotta respect it. Not adding more. Just going it slow with 3 vills. Fair enough. Let the man cook. Let's check in on that south side. See how Faye's doing. A little bit of an attack over towards the west. Elite spears have been upgraded. Crossbows yet to receive their upgrade just yet. Veterancy on the Onobageisha. Elite upgrades now coming through for Faye. She's going to look to push behind enemy lines once again. This is something that she's very good at doing. And you can see exactly straight away ELC is taking the bait. I think Faye knew she was probably in a bit of a tough spot for a second there. And that she had to try and create problems elsewhere. More and more spears now. Sacred site in the center of the map. Also looking to be reconfirmed here. All 3 of them have lost their control. Taganashima Gunsmith still going up with just 3 vills on it. I wonder what the thought process is behind 3 villagers on the Taganashima Gunsmith. Spears moving towards the middle. Faye, oh, you got to be so careful. Springald's going to get... Oh, my lord, look at the damage the Springalds are doing right now. Springald's actually getting crazy DPS off. And the thing is, they're fighting against spears. Like, this is actually the best time to have Springalds. That is crazy just how good those Springalds are in this battle. In this battle specifically. A little bit towards the west side. Spearmen a lot more effective in battles against cavalry. Successfully demonstrating right here why they are on Abbasid. Now going to make their way through. Definitely going to be a very effective unit in this game here. Especially against this unit combo. But look at this. Faye committing 100% to it. She's doing the spearman only challenge. We've seen her do this before, actually. She loves the unit. She thinks it's probably the best unit in the game. I'm going to say that right now. With how often we see her do this, there's got to be a reason why she loves them so much. I'm curious to see how they fare against the Springalds, though, because this is a good number of Springalds together with a good number of defense. Decent firing on the shots. What range have we got on these Springalds yet? I don't think... Does it affect... Let's double check and see. Where is it? Over towards the west here. Yeah, it's only attack speed by 25% now. It's really hard to justify, isn't it? Keep coming up over on this west side. And back towards the middle. Armies continue. Ville's getting taken out by the Abbasid. No chance that this is getting up at all. Cancelling, definitely. Making the right call there, Faye. Well done. All right, it's 26 minutes in. It's time for me to take a little bit of a drink break. Drink of the day today. The drink of the day today? Red Bull. There's about 20%. I wouldn't even say 20%. About 10% of that Red Bull left, unfortunately. Still cold, though, which is nice. Meanwhile, towards the middle of the map, have a look at this. The triple Treb. In fact, there's 4 Trebs out now. I'm assuming that we've got shattering projectiles. But we're only going to know that if we've got a siege workshop, shattering projectiles on the way through. And now firing down towards the middle. Big battle beginning to unfold. Plenty of siege here as well. The first of the bombards is out. We've got Springalds on the back firing off, and the first of the Trebs looking to tee off towards the Mangoes on the back. Decent amount of spearmen still here. She's overwhelming. She's absolutely overwhelming the enemy. Only veterancy on these spears. Can we get some samurai out? Do you think samurai could be effective here? I think they probably could be effective. Maybe a samurai or 2. It's always hard because you've got the crossbow. I'd love to see like a samurai together with a horseman combo. Samurai and horseman would be amazing. The Springald still stands strong. Plenty of Trebs, though. We're up to 5 Trebs now. 3 more armies in queue. She's doing a decent job of pushing it back for the moment. Looks like we've got Odachi on the way through. No, that's not Odachi. I apologize. I'm not going to say that word. That would be difficult. Difficult for me to say. But now the upgrade is through. Elite crossbows together with the incendiary arrows pushing forward up against the palisade. Trebs just chilling out for the moment, doing some weird looking alien technology. It's all right, they've worked it all out. And the army continues to build here. From the perspective of ELC, he's got to be cautious right now. How much production is he sitting on? This is a good amount of production. This is exactly what he needs. I don't know why he's pushing out and fighting, though. He should be waiting until he's maxed. He's going to lose all of his units if he's not careful. The Trebs are actually doing work here. Raining down hail and fire. So I think the go-to combo right now for ELC is Samurai together with Horsemen together with Hand Cannoneers. Horsemen don't have their elite upgrades. It's about to come through now. And he hasn't even upgraded Samurai to Hardened yet. It's so hard to transition, though. That's the thing. You're not really in a position to transition. You can make spears. No, you can't really do spears. The problem is you do spears and then the enemy spears just win. Because there's always going to be more of them because they're playing as the English. Whereas if you play Samurai, then they can't make spears. That's the thing. And of course they've got crossbows, right? Like, she's sitting on 27 crossbow. But the idea is the horseman, it's a hard combo to actually pull off. I don't know if you can actually pull it off. Even at the Conqueror 3 level, it's a really difficult combo to pull off. Your micro has to be on point. Interestingly, the horsemen don't move after being trebbed down by the Trebs. Still firing off. First the horseman goes down. Elite upgrades are through. The army's on the move. That just took out the spring. That just one shot at the Springle from downtown. Look at the amount of damage that's coming out from these. How does she have vision up here? There's another one that went down. American sniper. Big Trebs to the back line. Look at the amount of damage these Trebs are doing. Somebody nerf these Trebs. 30 minutes into this game, right now, Faye is looking to finish off her opponent. These Treb shots are absolutely pixel perfect. I can't believe the amount that she's hitting here. Look at this, dude. She's hitting 3-pointers from everyone, my lord, dude. Wow. Holy moly. I want to make a basketball reference right now, but I don't know. How do you guys feel about Luca? The trade? I mean, it makes sense, right? But far out, jeez. I can't believe they traded Luca to the Trebuchets. Hitting them from everywhere, man. Look at this. This is kind of wild, dude, watching these Trebs go. She's on 5 Trebs at the moment, but you could swear it's a lot more than that. She is going ham, but I think a large part of it is just that English factor, right? Like, the increased attack speed is what makes it so much more impactful. Where are you even getting this increased attack speed from? Is it just a weird... Why are we attacking so fast? Is it something to do with like a flag that was dropped here previously and now it just forever thinks that you've got this buff? Is it the sheep that's down here? What if it was this sheep? Imagine if this single sheep is giving her attack speed. Okay, it seems to have dropped the buff. No, it's back. It's back. Dude, nothing has changed. Why are all of these units getting buffed now? Dude, imagine if I told you could just have 40% attack speed on your units all the time. Congratulations. You're now Luca of the Trebuchets. Big damage now on the Daimyo Manor. More outposts towards the front. If you're ELC right now, how do you even act? Like, after witnessing the Trebs, war gets deleted. I think at this point you just have to make your population count more. Horsemen diving in, spears at the front as well. Treb's gonna fire down. Big shots towards the back. Missed the 3-pointer. Longbows, nowhere to be seen, no need. We got crossbows. We got spearmen on the front. And the Trebs still trying to make the connection for the alley-oop with each other. Big shots. And slowly working through this army. Cannon emplacement, firing down. Treb number still at 5. There's reinforcements on the way. She's got just a casual 12 Wingard armies in queue at the moment. This is a reasonable amount of Wingard armies to have. Each one takes 56 seconds, so you're talking about 11 minutes of production. It's a decent amount of production here. I never would have suspected. Oh man, this has been impressive to watch the Trebs. Gold control, incredibly strong for Faye. I just think she wins this game. I don't think there's any way you can lose from here. Double gold control. She's still got the relic in the base, by the way. In fact, she's got a whole bunch of gold that she's just not taking. Is this the last gold right here? We're at 548 gold a minute. I think it might be, actually. It's all starting to make sense now. Unfortunately for ELC, he's holding on. But gold is going to become more and more an issue. So I think you've got to start thinking about battering rams or just tapping out. That works as well. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it. Faye doing an incredible job there with the trebuchets. Dude, those things are incredible. I think I realized the first time when that Springle just got slammed from downtown. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Of course, make sure you go check her out. I'll leave a link in the description. And of course, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.